everybody, it's me, Tokkuri Yashi, and today we are having a look at our New Year's Prifest Grace. We find ourselves, well, at least myself, in a strange position where I'm going to do a video looking at the character before I do pulls for her. We'll be pulling for her, but because we have got 3 pulls for this character, it is wise to do them first before you go in with any duels. So, let's go in over first quick and have a look at her banner, which is a Prifest banner here till the 3rd. As I said, we are getting 3 pulls on this banner, which will last up to the last day of this banner. If you really wanted to save the last one for what I'm expecting is going to be a New Year's Siren, if you're quick, you can get in there. Also, every other Prifest character is on here, so if there was any you missed over the last year or so, then hopefully, if you are going to be summoning on this banner, and I think maybe you should, you might be able to grab some of those as well. So, let's have a look at Grace and what do we think of her? When I first saw her details, I thought, because she sits close to the front, she's going to be a tank character. Well, if you look at her stats here, her hit points and her defenses are low. They are not tank stats. She's definitely not a tank character. I was thinking maybe she's going to replace Yamato. Yamato's not been out very long. We're going to get Grace, and then no one's ever going to use Yamato. Nobody really uses Yamato anyway. But again, that is not the case. She is more of a offensive supporting character. So, let's have a look then at some of these skills here. We can see she is on the dark team, physical, and a position that she sits at, which is going to be important a little bit later on, is 234, as we can see there. She does have skills which are in range, which we'll cover a little bit later. I do think that the position though is a little bit iffy here at 234. As you can see, she's in front of Vikala and Summer Shinobu. Now, these 2 characters have been used over the last year to tank for various teams, dark physical teams. These teams are not going to work anymore if you're going to want to put Grace on them, because I don't think Grace is going to work as the main tank for the team. He also sits behind, as you can see here, 6-star Eriko, 6-star Makoto. Are these the characters that we're going to have to continue to use as the tank for a dark physical team, single target? We're going to end up using Miyako. You'll see later on, we're now starting to use Miyako as the tank because of Grace's positioning, I would imagine. And none of the other characters, we don't have a defined tank for physical dark, at least a single target physical dark. So, with that said, let's jump over then and look at her skills. And we have got a union burst here. Now, this union burst does single target physical damage to one enemy, obviously, it's single target, at 4 times physical attack. It will increase the physical attack of all allies within range, so it's a 300 range, and like I said, this is at position 234, so that will go everybody forward will get buffed, backwards to 646. Remember, 300 plus 112 for the sprite pixel size means that every dark physical character will be under Grace's buffs, apart from Kaiser and Halloween Suzuna. Those are the only 2 that don't make it into a buff range that's on the dark physical team at least. So, we see there a physical attack buff, 9,870 to all allies that are in range. And here is what makes her invaluable. A 200 times speed buff, attack speed buff, again in range, at 300 range. So everybody apart from Kaiser and Halloween Zuna on the dark physical team will be getting that. It also applies 3 Wraith body stack tokens to her. Now, while these Wraith body tokens are granted, Grace cannot be the target of enemies' attacks. You can get up to 3 of these stacks. When she has these Wraith bodies tokens on her, enemies can't target her, and she can avoid status effects such as stuns and attack down and all of this sort of stuff, which you'd have thought with this kind of thing it might help. It's going to help her stay alive, but and it's not going to help the team stay alive. So again, maybe not so much of a tank usage there. We're just saying that quickly, PvP, I thought, well, this might be handy in PvP, but You need to have the Wraith body tokens up for this to work, and to have them up you need to fire off the Union Base. That is not going to be fired off very quickly, or at least quick enough for PvP, so probably racing PvP, if you're trying to implement these Wraith body tokens, it's probably not going to work too well. So anyway, there we go, that is Grace's Union Base. Let's quickly jump over to her skill 1 then. This is the first action that she performs when she enters battle. We'll talk about the loot pattern later, because that too is something of a bit of concern. She deals large physical damage to an enemy in front of her, that is 2 times their physical attack. It will greatly increase the physical attack power and physical crit rate of all allies in range, getting it to 300 range, 9,870 physical attack and 150 physical crit buff. And if she has these Wraith body tokens granted on her, she will consume a Wraith body token, something to note, and deal an additional large physical damage to an enemy target in front of you, again 2 times their physical attack, but this time it will ignore 50 defense. So there we go, that is her skill 1, and then skill 2 here, which is going to be the 4th action that she performs when she's enters battle. If this was her first action, she would be a lot better. I wish they'd given this as her first action, because it greatly increases her own physical attack power, covers a huge amount of TP to herself, 725 TP to herself, and moderately recovers TP to all other allies, so it's 150 for them. This is why I would like it to be first. If she did this first, you would Union Base extremely quickly and get them Wraith body tokens up fast, which help buff her other skills. As you can see here, if she has Wraith body tokens activated, and she won't, probably the first time that she activates this, which is the same as the skill 1. The first time she activates the skill 1, she will not have the part of the passive there with Wraith body tokens active, so it will not be as good as it could be. She will increase her own physical attack power by the amount of Wraith bodies consumed. So it's not, I think the way that it seems to be written is if she's got no Wraith body tokens, she will buff her own physical attack by 9,870, but get an extra 9,870 per Wraith body token that is removed. If she has 3, that's just shy of 30,000 physical attack buff to herself. But like I said, it removes all the Wraith body tokens from here, so you're hoping that as soon as she gets the TP from this, she's firing off another Union Base pretty damn quick to get them Wraith body tokens back up. So there we go, that are her skills. We can have a look here then at the loop pattern, which is why I said there is a bit of concern with this. As we can see here, this skill 2 is only fired off once in the loop pattern there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, every 6. So what she's going to need is TP boosters. You need other TP boosters on the team with her, because she needs to be firing off that Union Base as frequently as possible to get these Wraith body stacks, because without them the rest of her skills are not very good, or not as good, which is why characters like Vikala and Commander Eriko might be used with her quite a lot as they give TP. Are we going to be getting another character for Dark Physical that gives a big TP buff to help Grace in the future? Maybe, because that's what she kind of needs. What about Violet? The thing is though, with Violet, she's probably going to be dark, but more than likely dark magic. Anyway, that's her loot pattern. As we can see there are a few problems with that. And remember, each time, every time she does a main 1 or a main 2, she's losing a Wraith body stack. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, main 2, main 1, skill 1s in the loop pattern from the loop start to the loop end. She's going to have lost all of them by the time she has done all of those, which is why she needs to be getting TP, like I said, and Union Basing very frequently to keep them Wraith body stacks on her. So that is Grace. What else can we say about her? Even with all of those limitations and niggles in her kit, she still is a very powerful Prifest character, especially because she has got the 200 times action speed buff for the team. Any worries about Eris being completely replaced by Grace, I think I'm not going to be seen through. If anyone's going to be replaced on a dark physical team, it might be Nefi Nera, who is used off element, more so on a physical dark team. Grace, I think, is going to be a staple on at least a single target physical dark team, maybe even on multi-target, although the AoE dark team, it really isn't great at the moment. It needs a bit of help. This Grace has also become the key to, and we will bring this up here, beating 7-10 Dark Deep Quest. Now this is the team that we have got here. We have gone through all the reasons why all these characters are here. Miyako is here because we do not have a dedicated tank for Dark Physical. We have been using 6-star Makoto possibly as the tank for the team. She would not have withstood the damage on this mode. We really need a new dedicated Dark Physical tank. We have got Makoto there for the defense down, I imagine. Ko Eriko and Vikala. They are being used with this Grace here because they are TP buffing Grace, as we saw when we looked through her kit. She needs TP for the team, so maybe if we get another good TP buffer, that physical, then maybe Vikala or Ko Eriko might be replaced. But this is the team that we have got for 7-10 Dark Deep Quest. Overall, Grace then is a very powerful Prifest character. Hopefully you can get with a free pull. If not, I would recommend you do try to summon for her. You could always, if you are very low on jewels, wait until February when we will be getting an anniversary Prifest and go for both of them, the new anniversary Prifest and Grace on that banner. So there we go. Very, very capable Prifest character, but not quite up to the crazy levels of maybe an Emily and Eris, but still a very good. So let me know what you think of Grace. Good luck to everybody who is going to be summoning for it, and look out for my summons for Grace, which will be tomorrow on the last day of her banner, or if you're watching this video after that, maybe the mod is already up, so please go and take a look at that. I'm Tokkuri Yashi. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you all again for the video. Bye 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 bye. Hey hey.